All right, y'all, what is going on? Back with another video. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic morning. It is Monday out here, getting out and getting things done. Nothing wrong with that. I did have a live stream last night. It was a really awesome live stream. I'll get into that. And we did finish a little late than usual, but hey, I'm out here early in the morning making it happen. And that's how it is when you were working and you're doing a little bit extra and you're doing a little bit of everything. That's just how it goes. So hopefully you guys is doing the same thing. You're starting on the right foot and everything is good, and hopefully your week is awesome. With that being said, the live stream last night, like I said, it was great. It did cut off unexpectedly. My internet reset itself. It sometimes it do that in the middle of the night. It'll reset, which was kind of unfortunate, but we did get the live stream done. I mean, it was almost at the end anyway. And but the internet did reset itself, and it is what it is, right? I mean, internet does what it do, right? But I also wanted to talk about my community, the ones who come through and watch my videos, the one who come through the live streams and comment in the comment section, have that discussion, have that conversation about gaming. And I want to say that, to Tomaticus, Doc Type, Clean 50, Quayface, Sir Bishop, Jared Green, and even the ones who watch and don't say anything in the back, just watch. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm starting to realize something, and it's something that I somewhat started, or you guys made me go this route. That it really is a lot of positive things going on in gaming, and I know there's a lot of content out there that always spell doom and gloom and this, that, and the third. But every time I put the content out that is positive, and I get the feedback, and sometimes I guess for conversation purposes, I do play the contrarian sometimes, well, probably more than I should. But I do understand something. You guys are absolutely right. Like, gaming right now is in a great space. It is expensive. The monetization of gaming is absolutely abhorrent right now. But when it comes to the quality of games and playing games and actually finding something to play and enjoy yourself, whether if it's something from the retro era up until now, there's no shortage of enjoyment in gaming. And I preach that. I talk about that. It's one of the reasons why I make this channel. But it's just something that stuck with me last night, and it lingered on to the morning. So I had to say something about it. Like, you know what? It doesn't really pay to really be, too much of a contrarian. I guess that makes sense. Because sometimes I look at the industry and I look at it in a sense where it's not too many things that are going right. You know what I mean? Like, I always have this issue with gaming where it's always a catch. And the thing about it is that I've been somewhat conditioned to see things for what they're not, because so many times I've been burned when it comes to gaming. And it all started around, the era when I actually started doing content back in the day, where I was looking at a lot of football gaming, and I don't even have to go that route. The whole episode with the way Madden and 2K and all this other stuff has been going, or sports gaming in general, is where, to the point that it does give you a negative, light on games, because these games could be better for the most part. But I will say this, all the other genres outside of that, absolutely awesome. They're really awesome. And I look at games where the developers, these companies, sometimes I feel like they don't have our best interests at heart. And to an extent, I still believe that, because you see what's going on in the industry. But that's no excuse not to find great games. And one thing that my community, the community that we're all a part of, or the community that we're creating on this channel, you guys always point me in a direction where, hey, these are some great things to do. These are great games to play. We could talk about this. We could discuss that. And, even like Tomaticus, he points out some games that I should try. Doc Type have tried a few. He doesn't necessarily point out any games, but he tells me how it is, the way that he plays games with him, and in his situation with, his spouse, and how that works. I think that's so cool. And Clean, let me tell you something about one of my subscribers, Clean 50. he always point me in the direction of games that I've never really thought about playing, and now I find out that these games are absolutely great. Like I didn't know much about Replaced. I didn't know much about a couple other games. If I'm not mistaken, I think Tomaticus or Doc Type, they showed me about Rogue Flight, which was a game that I knew about, but once they rubber stamped it and say, hey, look, this is a game you need to play, I've been playing Rogue Flight. And I can't thank you guys enough. As much as I sit here and I try to be cynical or skeptical, I think that's the right word. I try to be skeptical of the industry. You guys bring me back. And I can't thank you guys enough, because right now, to be honest, the last 6 to 9 months, it's been some of the best gaming I've had in a long time. And honestly, it's thanks to you guys. Guys like, Quayface or Sir Bishop or, Sweet Jones. I can't even believe I forgot about talking about Sweet Jones. You guys are amazing. And, and I know there's a lot of content creators that really don't, point out certain people that are in their community or people in the comment section, because some of them are bigger content creators. They have to do one. They have one for all. They have to do it for all. They got to point out everybody. But I look at it like this: when you deserve your flowers, you deserve your flowers. And everybody that I mentioned deserves it. Even though I will sit here and say, well, I don't know about this. Well, I don't know about that. And, and it's, in some cases I do believe it. But to be quite honest, you guys are right. You guys are absolutely right when it comes to this gaming thing. Like, yeah, we have our issues with monetization, this, that, and the third. But when it comes to actually playing these games and having fun and enjoying them, there's absolutely no shortage of that. And you guys are the reason why I do like doing these live streams. And you're the reason why that I love going and doing these videos. A lot of people will tell you up front, this is their livelihood. This is a thing for them to make they monetize their channel and make money. I'm not monetized. I do this for the love of the game. I really do. Maybe one day I'll become monetized, and that's cool, but that's not my, search. That's not my purpose. It'll be nice to make a little bit of change off doing these videos, because it does take work and it does take time, but I don't think I will ever make this my livelihood. I enjoy doing what I do here on this truck. I love driving trucks. I love seeing the world. I love seeing people. I can't see myself being pigeonholed into a space, or I would say into a space where I'm constantly making content and I don't go touch grass. I just don't see that. But, that's how some people roll, and that's how they want it to be, and that's great. But I really do this for you guys. I do this for you guys. I don't do this because I want to be YouTube celebrity. I mean, I can care less about that. I truly enjoy playing games. I truly enjoy talking about games. I've been playing and talking about games ever since I was a kid. And since I've become an adult, I don't have my friends to hang out with anymore, because they're doing their duties, as, adults. So this is my outlet to do what I did when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. After school, we all used to hang out in my garage, and we used to play Dreamcast, and we used to play N64, we used to play Super Nintendo. We used to do that, until it was time to go home and, get ready for school the next day. It was, this right here, this gaming thing is a way of life for me. This is not a place to make content and like I said, get monetized. This is truly my passion. And if I get paid for it somehow, if I get monetized, if I get the numbers to get monetized or whatever, that's great. But if I never do that, then to me, it's still worth it, because of guys and girls like you that watch this channel, people who actually are making, time to come see what I'm talking about. Like I said, that means a lot. It really do. And I have to let you guys know, I appreciate that. I really, really do. All these other YouTube content creators out here making stuff, they do this flash and all this other stuff, and they do great work. It's just me and, my son, and, sometimes he comes into the videos, but for the most part, it's just me wanting to talk about games, me wanting to play some games, and you guys decide to hang out with me. I cannot thank you guys enough, and I really, really mean that, So, man, with that being said, I do plan on going live tonight. I don't know if anything, I will have some form of content up for the channel tonight. So if you guys, want to, check that out, that'd be cool. It'll probably be another NBA 2K production, or I haven't done an MLB one in a while, so I may do one of those, or I may just be live. Hell, I might do both. It just depends on how the way things work out for the rest of the day. But like I said, with that being said, man, I really appreciate y'all, and I hope you guys will continue to rock with me. Don't forget to like the video, share this video, let people know what we're doing over here, and we're just going to continue to do the best we can, is making the best content possible, having the best conversation as possible, and coming up with the best ideas where we all can enjoy, just having fun, playing games, sharing ideas, and enjoying ourselves, Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. We all go out through this world trying to make something happen, and when we get home, we just want to relax and share our ideas and just get away from it all and play a few games and do it all over again, right? So I'm gonna get up out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. I thank you guys. Everybody I mentioned, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. You guys take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.